I just got word over the last couple of weeks that Freeway, the rapper, has been suffering from kidney failure. And he's going through a hard time trying to find a match. He's already lost 70 pounds. And he's on dialysis and so forth and so on. And I thought it would be a perfect opportunity for me to segue into my own challenges with kidney failure. I have been a dialysis patient for over 13 years, as you already know. And so I was going to wait until the book came out because I have a new book. Wifey's working on the graphics now called My Life Decoded. How kidney failure led to my success. I didn't start living until I thought I was dying. I will break down the title of this. It was supposed to be ready. My birthday is in August, but I'm going to have to push it back to about January simply because this podcast thing, doing 2 podcasts a week, kind of got into my schedule a little bit and so forth and so on. But I wanted to really address the issue because it is something we're all dealing with something. So the kidney failure for me came about physically when I was 20 years old. I went to fill out for a life insurance policy, and they told me I had protein in my urine, and that's the first sign. Psychologically, this happened when I was at least 5 years old. And that 5-year-old experience is when my mother was overdosing, and I was the only one in the house. And she started turning blue because she was a heroin user, and I thought she was going to die. And I'm sitting there smacking her in the face, mommy, wake up. And I think if it was another minute had passed, she would have died. All of a sudden, my Uncle Chris shows up out of nowhere. I don't know where the fuck he came from. He smacked my mother up, threw her in the tub, was able to get some milk into her system, the whole 9 yards, and he woke her up. And from that moment, that's the traumatizing event as a child that never left me, because kidney failure from a metaphysical standpoint is fear of abandonment. I had fear of abandonment, that my mother would leave me. So from that point on, when I want to, you know how you go see a doctor or psychologist and they're always trying to go to the trauma itself so that you can relive it or change that so that it can change your future. So for the last 13 years, I've been dealing with kidney failure. I've been on dialysis for 13 years. Now, in those 13 years, I have never spent a day in the hospital. Not for an infection, not for flu, not for anything. And the main reason is because of my thinking. See, I've never saw myself as a victim through this whole process. If you know me, there is no victim consciousness in my household, including my son Eli, who uses a walker, and I've always told him you could stay in a wheelchair and have people push you around your whole life, or you can get up and do something about your situation. So it is not a secret. I put out an album called Walk With Me in 2011, which dealt with that. I've sat on Sarnetta's couch, so the conscious community knows. But we have a new community here at Urban X, so I wanted to fill them in on what's going on. Now, like I said, 13 years, never been in the hospital, but the main reason also is I'm on 0 medication. And I want to say this to Freeway in particular and other people who are dealing with this. People in there are not dying from kidney failure. They're dying from 5 and 6 medications on top of each other. I'm the only one in my dialysis center who's on 0 meds. And I'm the only one, not the only one, but I don't see myself as a victim. I'm actually blessed in a whole lot of ways. Prior to this, all I was doing was driving my bus. I made very good money. If you're a bus operator for the city, $80,000, $90,000 sometime, stacking bread. My wife was a bus operator too, so we eating. But what happened was my mind began to resent my body, right? Because I sat down with Phil Valentine, and he did the reading and told me I'm supposed to be doing greater things, but I'm doing this mundane job of riding the bus. You know what I mean? And so my mind began to resent my body, and to the point where when I was diagnosed at 20, you're 20 years old. You're like, fuck it, I'm invincible. I can do any fucking thing. You know what I mean? And then when it became to a point where I needed dialysis, simultaneously in the backdrop, my son Eli was born. And my son Eli he was fighting for his life. He was about to die. He had cerebral palsy, he had meningitis, he had all of this stuff. As a parent, your natural instinct is to forget about your needs and focus on the needs of your child. So for the last 18 years, Eli has been priority number one. Getting him from crawling on the floor to a wheelchair to a walker. He is now on 2 poles, and I believe by next summer he will be fully on his feet thanks to the work that you do with him every week. So in doing so, dealing with that kind of trauma, I couldn't personally deal with my own stuff. I am not on the kidney list. I didn't want to be. I don't want nobody's organ inside of my body transferring the cellular memory, but I am not against those who advocate for a kidney. Go for it if that's what you want. I drew this to me. This is my situation. This is why you never hear me trying to be a victim or looking for pity. You are the sum of your actions, ladies and gentlemen, right? So with that being said, I hated needles, right? Because my mother was an intravenous drug user. I even would hold the string around her arm to help her get her vein so she can get her shots off. You know what I mean? And now I need needles, showing you how the law of attraction works. A lot of times we think the law of attraction works only in positive ways. Subconsciously, I hated needles with a passion. I thought needles, and I wrote about it on the album, how, my stepfather was a dude named Dope. And if he didn't come home, my moms couldn't cope. And he would penetrate her, you know what I'm saying, and have this kind of intercourse with her with these needles. And then she was right, you know what I mean? So now I need these needles, you know what I mean? But what it did also is, and the reason the book is called How Kidney Failure Led to My Success, I didn't start living until I thought I was dying, is because it made me, it marginalized and synthesized life where every single thing mattered. So every recital, every birthday party, I was the no guy. I ain't going nowhere. I started saying, yes, go see the movie Jim Carrey. Yes, man. Yeah. But not to that extreme, because life became the most important thing. So it helped me to reduce all the chaos of things that did not matter, right? Now, in these 13 years, I have put out 2 books. I have put out over 50 DVDs. I have toured universities around the world and internationally. I have taken 2 sons and put them through college. They're now college graduates. My daughter is on her way to college. My son, who was dealing with cerebral palsy, has got his own podcast. I married the woman of my dreams. I started a multimedia company, and I own a beautiful home. And if you've been up here, you know what we mean. All while dying. And I say that to say, do not wait. This book is not about advocating or promoting unhealthiness. This book is about do not wait until things get chaotic and the doctor tell you you got 6 months to live before you go out and you live your life. So my personal message to Freeway is go for it. Live. Do not see yourself as a victim, because it's only going to bring on pain to you. If you want a kidney, my brother, you have to see that kidney. You have to draw that kidney to you. But you have to fight. You have to fight for your life. You have to fight for your existence. If you have children, they have to become that carrot which makes you want to live every single day. Go for it. You deserve it. It is yours. Do not let this be something that hinders you. Ride this shit till the wheels fall off. You understand? To those who are dealing with other issues and other diseases like diabetes, multiple sclerosis, whatever you going through, do not wait until it's dire, but do not see yourself as a victim. You brought this onto yourself, whether you want to deal with it or not. But the unique thing about it is, for me, I knew my son was going to need somebody to be with him every single day of his life until he got to the point where he could take care of himself. Me and my wife had a written rule. Whoever was making more money was the one that stayed at work, and the other one had to come home because he had needs. And if anybody's gonna wipe his ass or whatever he needed, it was gonna be one of us. One time, we both tried to work at the same time. And we had a babysitter, and she just called me, and she said, I just can't do it. It's too much. I got on the phone. My wife was working at Calvin Klein in the executive offices. And I got on the phone and said, yo, boo, you gotta come home like right now. And before I can hang the phone up, she was home. You know what I mean? She was like, this because we just understand what this process is. As a result, when, you know, my situation at Transit, I worked 18 years, I could no longer do it. I came home, my children reaped the benefits of their dad being home every single day.
That is a fact.
That is a fact. So now daddy, and of course there was a price to pay, which is, you know, the kidney situation and this and that. But my kids grew up with their dad more than most could even imagine, right? And now I think Eli is gonna be okay. That was my main worry. So now daddy can refocus on dad and try to put myself in the best position to get rid of the trauma. Because this is not about herbs, okay? If you are not mentally ready to deal with what you have to deal with, because I blocked all of that out because my nigga Eli needed whatever he needed, and wifey, we lived on the second floor, and she would roll him down in the wheelchair every morning, you know what I'm saying? And in the afternoon, I got to wheel him up with the wheelchair, and people would be looking at us like we was crazy. We ain't crazy. This is what our son needs. He drew us as parents, and when I tell you we got dynamic parents, we get down for the get down. But now it's my time, you know what I mean? So I'm putting myself in a position to finally deal with my demons. And I've been trying to write this book, ladies and gentlemen, and it's been hard because I keep coming across these traumatic events that I have to relive to finish the book. You know what I mean? So I want to say to you all, thanks for the support for what we do. We thought I thought, like I said, I was going to spring this on everybody when the book was done and all that, and that would have been a perfect, but I saw the Freeway situation 2 times and felt that this would be a perfect time to share our story. So with that being said, anything you want to add?
No. You kind of, that was bars.
Okay. With that being said,
Drop the Don DeMarco.
I'd like to play a song and end this show with a song that I think best describes it. It's off my Walk With Me album, which came out in 2011.
Yeah.
You can get this on CD Baby if you want to purchase it, or it's streaming on iTunes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm boss like that. You can go to iTunes and stream it. This is song number 5. It's called Walk With Me.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for the author of Hip Hop Decoded, Brother Black Dot. Thank you. You ever question life? No doubt. And the answers just lead to more questions? No doubt. Well, it dawned on me, perhaps the greatest answers to life are on the journey itself. Walk with me. When I was 6 or 7, my grandma is the reverend of the local church. She's doing work, she's trying to get to heaven. But I was quick to question, not trying to diss the blessing, just a quick suggestion. Think these Christians really get the message? As I be really searching, inside I'm really hurting. Revealing the dirt of these perps, decided to peel the curtain to see who's really working. This matrix the realest version. I'm bursting with questions cause I need to know the real for certain. You know, I've been searching east, west, north and south for the truest answers to life. And then it dawned on me that the greatest answers are on the journey itself. But what we do, we talk to our minister, our imam, our priest, and what they tell us. They can talk to God for us, right? But it's gonna cost us. But the question I ask is, why can't I talk to God myself? Check it. Sometimes I walk the path, sometimes I'm off the path, sometimes I'm forced to walk, holding the hawk because New York is mad. You ever lost your dad, lost your moms, lost a half of your soul, dying, should be crying, yet you talk to laugh. Internalize the pain, to turn our lives to cane. Alcohol, sex, drugs, food, then learn to hide the shame. Quick to divide the blame, but too much pride to claim that I'm a lame for acting like an 85er. I'm insane. My son's my inspiration. His His days on ventilation had me thinking he would die, but he gave me the strength and patience. Mentally can't erase it. He's over 10 but facing, he may never walk, but he keeps trying, so he's meant to make it. I know I'm blessed to fly. Just do my best and try to keep the family safe and raise the babies, be the best that I. Wish I can press rewind and get a second try. And if you can relate, then throw your hands up. Testify. You know you don't have to go to church to testify. If you're going through some struggles in your life, whether they're mentally, physically, or spiritually, or even financially, they say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but that experience will be filled with negative and positive. But it's up to you to add the balance. Check it. My life is far from perfect. I hit the conscious circuit to study some lessons, yet I question, is this nonsense worth it? Should I respond to certain agents who hard at working to divide us all and watch us fall? But I know God is lurking. I study metaphysics. At times I'm yet to get it, yet I'll never quit it, cause the time I have invested in it has helped me test the limit and question every smidgen of the matrix. Face it, man, these devils will ingest your spirit. I know that all is mental. The trap I'm falling into has me holding on to mental thoughts that keep evolving into pain that is far from simple, pain that'll scar your temple, harm your central nervous, and it's not the worst of all I've been through. I know the force is with me, my sons and daughters with me. I know your thoughts are with me, even when the cost is shifty. After the loss of plenty, lost every penny, and after almost losing everything I loved, I lost my kidneys. I lost my kidneys. I lost my kidneys. Damn. Let me get a soul clap. If you refuse to let fear defeat you, even the fear of being great, throw your hands up. This is my version of Jesus walks, Muhammad walks, Buddha walks. Well, the greatest mysteries won't be revealed to you until you realize that it's time for you to walk.
We love you, Daddy.
I love you guys too. This is just a little joint off the soundtrack for the upcoming book. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. My story. My story.
That was dope. That was dope.
That's what it is. We love you.
That wasn't me at the end. That was Eli and Odyssey.
That was Eli and Odyssey at the end. Yeah, they became superstars. We love you. And we see you next week. We'll definitely be in the building.
Bro,
Peace.
Tune in next week.
Peace. Peace.